My brother got my fiancée pregnant while I was away at college. When I came home, my parents defended him like I was the problem. 4 years later, after he ruined them financially, they called me begging. I didn't blink. In my house, favoritism wasn't subtle. At 16, I got a rusty Craigslist bike and a lecture. At 16, my little brother got a brand new Civic with balloons. If he broke a window, it was an accident. If I forgot the dishwasher, it was a character flaw. Even vacations been around him. A Florida trip got postponed because he had football conditioning. Not a game, conditioning. My parents acted like scouts were watching him. I stopped arguing because arguing implied they might listen. I met Violet at a small salon near my grocery job. She had goals, worked like crazy, and actually cared about my future. I brought her home once. "Is this your friend?" my mom asked. "Girlfriend." "Oh," she said, and immediately asked my brother about practice. College was the first time I could breathe. I worked internships, coded late nights, and did long distance with Violet. She never complained. So I proposed with a simple ring in a quiet park. She cried and said yes, and suddenly, my parents were interested. My mom asked about dresses. My dad nodded at wedding plans. For a second, I thought I finally mattered. Thanksgiving break proved how stupid that hope was. Violet texted, "We need to talk. Starbucks, please." I walked in and she was already shaking. Then she said, "I'm pregnant." First, her fingers clenched the cup like it was a life raft. Next, her eyes wouldn't meet mine. Then she swallowed hard and whispered, "It's Logan's." After that, the room kept moving, but I didn't. Next, my keys felt heavy in my palm. Then I stood up without a word. Finally, I walked out and didn't look back. I drove straight to my parents' house. My mom was pacing, and my dad stood by the window. My brother sat on the couch, head down like he'd been caught stealing candy. I stared at him. "You want to explain this?" He stared at the carpet. I grabbed his shirt and shoved him into the wall. "Say it." "Nothing," my mom screamed. "Leo, stop!" My dad snapped. "Let him go. Calm down." Then my mom delivered the line that finished me. "He's taking responsibility. He's going to be a father. We have to support him." Support him for sleeping with my fiancée. That was it. I let my brother go and backed away like the house was poison. "You made your choice," I said. "It's him. It's always been him." Nobody apologized. Nobody followed. They just watched me leave like I was the inconvenience. So I vanished. New number. Blocked them all. Kept my aunt because she was the only sane person in that family. When people asked about my wedding, I said, "It's off," and swallowed the rest. I buried myself in school and work, then took a job at a small startup 3 hours away. I moved into a tiny apartment with a mattress on the floor and a laptop on a card table. I worked until my eyes burned. Somehow it turned into a career, promotions, real money, a place of my own. Back home, my aunt's updates were a train wreck. My brother flunked out, quit jobs over disrespect, and chased business ideas. My parents kept paying. Investments, retirement. Then they sold the house and the car. My dad's heart problems got worse under all that stress, and still they kept protecting him. 4 years after I walked out, my mom called from a number I didn't recognize. "Leo, please don't hang up." I kept my voice flat. "What do you want?" "Your father's sick," she said. "They had nothing left. We need your help." I laughed once, short and ugly. "You burned your whole life to keep Logan afloat," I said. "Now you want me to fix it?" She snapped. "We're your parents," I shot back, "and I was your son, the one you told to let Violet go." She went quiet. "You made your choice," I said. "Live with it." Then I hung up. After that, it all collapsed. My brother got arrested for fraud trying to scam another loan. My parents scraped together bail money they didn't have. They got evicted. Violet took the kid and moved out of state. My brother ended up crashing with some buddy, still blaming the world. My aunt told me my mom finally said she wished she treated me better. I believed her. I also didn't care. Regret doesn't refund the years. I sat on my balcony one night, city lights below, and felt relief instead of rage. I'd built a life without them, and I wasn't handing it back to people who only remembered I existed when their golden boy ran out of money. What would you have done? Cut them off or help anyway?